Hey y'all, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com. I am here today to teach you how to sew this fabulous planner organizer cover. This design has room for an iPad or a similar tablet sized device here, postcards or your cell phone, business cards, pens, and then a side load planner or a journal. I also am going to provide you with instructions if you're interested in just having like a legal size notepad here instead of the side load planner. So do tune into the video and I'll show you how to do that. Before we begin, I want to congratulate last week's Happy Mail winner, Nikki Martin. You are the lucky winner of the duffel bag we made last week. I'm going to send you an email. If you'll reply to that email, I'll get your bag out in the mail to you right away. So shall we get started? Okay, so for this project you're going to need several pieces of fabric which you will pre-cut, and I have included all of those measurements down in the notes field. You can also go to Sewspire.com and get a complete project roundup. Just search Padfolio or portfolio or planner cover at Sewspire.com and it'll pull up one post for you with all the information that you need to complete this project. So we're going to begin with the iPad pocket, which you certainly can repurpose, and that's crafted from a rectangle of fabric that measures 20 inches wide by 12 inches tall. You're going to begin by folding that in half, and then taking that top edge and folding it over twice to create a nice finished top edge there, and you're just going to stitch that down. And you can see that creates a rigid lip there. That's the top of our iPad pocket, which you're going to position on top of a larger rectangle which measures 21 inches wide by 13 inches tall and is lined with a like-sized piece of cotton quilt batting. We want to attach the piece of velcro to that before we stitch that down. So velcro has, you know, the rough side and then the soft side. I like to attach the soft side to the pocket portion. You're just going to position it right underneath that lip and then center it on the pocket and stitch that across the top and the base. The soft portion of the velcro has been attached. Then we'll go ahead and realign the base and the sides, pin that pocket in place, and now we're going to stitch along this right hand edge of the pocket and attach that to the larger rectangle underneath. Now you can see that the pocket has been attached there. We're going to leave that laying flat, and we want to now create the flap closure for that in case you do want to put an iPad or any other kind of small tablet in there. You'd want that nice and secure. So the flap is crafted from a rectangle as well, which measures 8 inches wide by 12 inches long, and you're going to fold that in half and then line that smaller piece with a like-sized piece of quilt batting. So here is the folded edge towards the bottom. Just fold that in half one more time so we can angle those corners, and you could just freehand that, take off a little triangle, and that gives that flap some nice shape there. So then stitch all the way around those 3 sides, leaving this top edge open so we can turn it. Okay, I've stitched all the way around that. Now I want to turn it right side out. And the flap looks good. You still have this raw edge at the top. You want to take that and fold that inward approximately 1/2 inch. Just turn it under. You can press it down if you like. And then I'm going to stitch that closed and continue stitching all the way around the top. And I have a nice finished flap there. Now we want to attach the remaining piece of the hook and loop tape, and you just center that towards that bottom angled edge and stitch that across the top and the bottom. Okay, now take that flap and attach the velcro to the pocket. So you can see you've got the velcro centered, and then that flap reaches, it should extend off of the edge of the top there, which is great. So just fold that under like that, and then put a pin in the very top of that just to hold the placement through all the layers, and then carefully open that hook and loop tape. It should rest right above the lip of the pocket. So you're actually stitching not the pocket but the flap down. You can follow that original stitch line, or you can come up just a little bit. And then take out that pin there, and now your flap should be securely attached to that back panel. Your pocket is still there, available to be used, and then when you close that flap down and hook that velcro, you can see you have a pocket size to fit a tablet device such as an iPad. Alright, we're going to set this portion of the project aside for a moment. And we're going to bring over 2 larger pieces of fabric which originally measure 18 inches by 21 inches. So you have those here, and you have 2 of those, and these are going to form the divided pockets. So fold them in half. I'll move this one so you can see. Fold them in half, and then fold over that folded edge once to create a nice thick lip there. And I've done that twice. We're going to head over to the machine and just stitch down the top of that lip. Alright, now I have 2 long pockets. We're going to keep that little lip on the front, and we want to layer these. So position one right on top of the other one, and bring that down just a little bit so it's layered, so you see the 2 top edges there, or lips, which are going to give that pocket some rigidity and stability. And you can go ahead and put a pin in either side just to hold that nice and even. And then we're going to make some crease lines by folding that in half. So first we need to know what half looks like. And we can open that up, and we'll see I have a center line, press line there. Then the next one, I want to come over about 1.5 inches and make one more press line to the left, and that is for a pen slip, and that should hold at least 2 pins. Then I want to come over about 3 inches and make another press line, and that will be perfect for business cards. So I have a place to put 2 pins, business cards, and then a larger pocket that's great for the phone, postcard size items, a smaller notepad, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and divide these pockets by stitching through all the layers on those press lines. Okay, I have divided all of my pockets. For the one that is designed to hold the business cards, you want to come down about 4 inches and stitch horizontally across there so your business cards don't get lost way down in that pocket. And you were just stitching across the 2 pocket divisions specifically for the business cards. Now we have the pockets all set, and we want to bring back the panel with the iPad pocket on it. So the iPad pocket is off to the left. We're going to position our divided pockets on top of that, and from the top edge of this rectangle you're going to come down five inches, okay? So the pocket should be aligning right below that flap closure for the iPad pocket. And you just want to pin that all in place. You're pinning through all of the layers, and you're going to go ahead and stitch down that center line to attach this pocket to all of the layers. Okay, now if you wanted to stop right now and finish this, you can, and it will be designed to hold a traditional legal pad in the pockets over here. You actually have 2 pockets there, so you could put a legal pad, file folders. You have a lot of options right now if this interior works for you. Many of you requested that I show you how to convert this to a spiral notebook holder or a planner cover, which this is fabulous for a planner cover. So we're going to go ahead and add one more side load pocket here to convert this. If you don't want to convert it, just hold on while we add our pocket, and then I'll show you how to finish up. So the spiral pocket or side load pocket is crafted from a larger piece of fabric, which is 20 inches wide by 13 inches tall. And you're going to fold that in half, and then along that nice folded edge, fold it over one more time to create a lip, stitch that lip down, and then bring back your pocket panel, and you're going to remove that pin there and align this side load pocket on top of that, aligning the top edge. There is a little overhang for the pockets. Don't worry about that. We're going to trim it off, but do make sure that you have this top edge aligned. And you may have a smidgen of overhang here to the right. You don't have to. You can line that all up if you want. I would suggest though just having a little overhang, because then that'll give you room to close the planner like that once you have your spiral book in there. So I'm suggesting let that overhang at about a ½ inch on the right, and then align the base and the top. Go ahead and put 2 pins through all of this to hold this pocket in place, and then you have one more fabric rectangle, which is the same measurements as the piece we started with, 13 inches tall by 21 inches wide, and you're going to lay that on top of everything. So you have a very large sandwich with lots of pockets on the inside, and we're positioning this pretty side down. Go ahead and pin all 4 corners, going through all the layers, making sure those corners are in fact aligned. And any overhang you have with the pockets there is not a problem, because we're going to trim that all up. The most important part is that the bottom rectangle and the top rectangle corners are lined, at the top and the bottom. We're going to stitch down the two sides and across the base. I suggest using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, I've stitched all the way around 3 sides. The top is still open. I want to remove the pins and trim off all that excess within 1/4 inch of that stitch line. Now go ahead and turn this all right side out. Take out any pins that are on the inside before you do that. Flip your cover around, then you're going to head over to the iron, press that really well, and we're going to fold that top unfinished edge inward approximately 1/2 inch. You want to keep a nice straight line there. So I'm going to head over to the iron and take this top edge inward approximately 1/2 inch and press that down. Okay, I have this all pressed and that top edge is folded inward and it looks great. At this point, if you're happy with the rigidity of this, you can go ahead and stitch that top closed. If your machine can handle it, you can top stitch all the way around. You are getting into a lot of layers down here. So I find that it's easier just to, stitch that top closed and let it be. I do want to give you one more option. If you need a little bit more stability, you can use some heavyweight Pellon stabilizer. I cut this slightly smaller than the actual planner, so this is 18.5 by 10.5, and I'm just going to put that in there before I stitch this closed. And that lies nice and flat in there and offers a lot more rigidity. Now I'm going to head over to the machine and stitch that top closed. We got a really cool planner here. I want to show you how this would load up. So I have slip here for my pens, and then I have space for the business cards here, and the phone if I like, and then the planner can slip right inside of here. Oh, that's so beautiful. Everything just tucks in there perfectly and then closes right over. If you wanted, you could add a flap closure to this. And then you have extra space here for your tablet or anything else that you want to keep in an enclosed pocket. Thank you for sewing with me today. It was my absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the project and will share photos of your finished Padfolio planner organizers with me. If you can tag hashtag Sewspire or @Sewspire on Instagram and Facebook, you will be sure to find me like that. I also want to congratulate again our winner, Nikki Martin, of the duffel bag we made last week. I'm going to send you an email, and if you just reply to that email, Nikki, I will put your bag in the mail to you. If you are interested in entering to win this planner cover, you can do so over at Sewspire.com. Just click on the Happy Mail link in the top hand navigation, and I will announce the winner of this Padfolio cover next week when we'll be making another travel-inspired project. Until then, please know the creative genius in me salutes the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful day, everyone.